Hello to the sixth graders at Harmon Middle School in Aurora, Ohio. My name is Will Dagus and I work in Solon, Ohio, not too far from you guys. I'm a full-time programmer and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what I do, how I got here, and some of the fun things that I do with programming to inspire you for this year's Hour of Code program. So it was probably around 6th or 7th grade that I made my first video with my friends. It was a little claymation and we had so much fun with it. We started doing more live action stuff. I got really into it, started freelancing throughout high school, and then I went to college for videography as well. I thought it was for sure what I wanted to do with my life. And then near the end of college, I had an idea for an app. And instead of finding someone to build it for me, I decided I would just teach myself to code so I could build it myself. And as soon as I did that, I just fell in love with programming. It was really a rewarding experience, and I lost my love of videography, so I kind of switched career paths right at the end of college. And I was tasked with kind of teaching myself because I'd already spent a ton of money having other people teach me how to do videography, and I didn't really want to go back for another round of college. So anyway, the idea for that original app was a little calculator that would tell you how old a package of eggs were. It sounded like a fairly simple idea. It was just a little bit of easy math with a number that was stamped on the carton. But that app took me about a year to build. So there was a lot more complexity that I didn't realize. There was the learning curve of learning to code. But I had that specific project that I was focused on, this clear goal in mind that kept driving me towards figuring it out and getting past some of the roadblocks along the way. And as soon as I shipped that app, it was an amazingly rewarding experience to have software that you've written being used by other people. So I kept building apps. Another fun one that I did was GiggleBytes. So this was an app where you could record a little bit of your laughter and upload it, and you could listen to laughter from a whole bunch of different people. Didn't really take off, but it was still kind of a fun project to work on. And around that time I started working on the web too, so I started building websites, learning about responsive design, learning about JavaScript and all the coding that goes into the web, and I just fell in love with that too. So now I'm a full-time web developer at Findaway in Solon, and I've done things like build a whole bunch of marketing websites to tell people about products and services. I've built an e-commerce store where you can buy audiobooks, done a whole bunch of really fun and interesting things there. But I want to show you another project that I've done which is kind of outside of the normal realm of websites and apps and some of those more traditional things that you think of when you think of coding. So it's this Christmas tree here. So my Christmas tree here is actually connected to the internet. I have a little microcontroller hidden inside this present box here that's connected to the lights, and the microcontroller is connected to the internet. And in the cloud on the servers there I have a little bit of code that processes a color, and I also integrated with a text message service. So I can take my phone and all I have to do is send a text message with a color to a specific phone number that this tree is connected to. So if I send it red and send that, the text messaging service picks it up, sends the text red or RED to my little program in the cloud that I wrote, and it takes that and figures out the RGB values, the red, green, blue values, which is these are RGB lights, so they mix 3 colors to make the final color. Once it figures that out, it sends it to the little microcontroller which is hooked up to the internet, and this is hooked up to the strand of lights, so it tells each LED what color it should change. So it's kind of a fun example of some of the cool things that you can do when you learn how to program, some really magical things, and I hope that really inspires you for this year's Hour of Code program. I think it's a great program and really exciting, so have fun with it and best of luck. Thanks.